Hi, everyone. There you go. You guys are finding me. I'm having a no-show. My client did not show, so here I am. Hop on. Got to deliver some messages one way or another. Say hi when you're here. Hey, Sasha. Is there a question that you have for Spirit? Interesting as well, Sasha. How do you connect to the sudden departure connected to the male? So as soon as I saw your name, I had a male step forward. So I'm probably with you, but there's always a chance that I may be with someone else that was joining that time. He does snap his fingers, which is my sign and symbol for sudden or unexpected passing. Even if they were sick, we just didn't expect them to pass when they did. Hi, guys. Whew. I would say young adult. Young adult is what I'm feeling. When they come through as a young male, then it's always before we felt was their time. Sorry, I'm just getting a text message. There's also this feeling of like, I want to reference drugs and alcohol as well. And so I don't know if this is somebody who struggled or if there was something in his system at that time. If you can just confirm if I'm with you or not, or if I'm picking up on somebody else, let me know, Sasha. Might be my friend's brother. Okay. How do you connect to the father figure that's passed? So for me, father figure could be father, stepfather, grandfather, father-in-law, and uncle who play that role. So how do you connect to the father figure? Okay. And then how does he connect to the chest? So heart or lungs or impact. It could be as well. Impact. Like, was your uncle, were you close with him that you would have spent a lot of physical time with him? Hi, Amy. Fort Mac is either warm or freezing. I think you guys are warm, right? Okay, perfect, Sasha. So it's so interesting because I have the two males step forward. I asked if we can validate if the young man was your friend's brother. And it's interesting because he validated by bringing your uncle forward, okay? It's okay if they did not know each other here in the physical form. They are part of your soul group. It's interesting because the young male keeps making me feel nervous. When I feel nervous, that usually means that they're taking responsibility. They're taking responsibility for their actions that ultimately, directly or indirectly, led them to their departure. It's interesting as well because he wants to reference a birthday. So birthdays for me, I go back a month ahead of month. So where are we? January. So December, January, February. He wants to bring through the validation as well. It's really important that we know that he's safe and that he's okay. I feel like there is a lot of fear around this. Like that's why he's coming in. I mean, we had this video going for what, 30 seconds? He passed on your birthday. Perfect. So just to be able to bring through the validation for you. Okay. It is really important. And so is this his mom is your best friend or his mom is your friend? Because it's so important that we share that he's okay, that he's okay, that he is okay. He's taking this opportunity to let us know that he's safe and that he's okay. I keep getting this feeling, his sister, I keep getting this feeling that we are replaying what it must have been like for him. is what he's saying. We're replaying what, and so we're trying to put ourselves in the shoes of what his experience must have been, but he's making me feel like he did, even though his body had this experience, his soul did not. He was already safe on the other side, and there is a mother figure that has been waiting for him when he crossed over. So whether that's a mother, stepmother, grandmother, mother-in-law, and uncle, auntie who played that role, it feels very nurturing, and I feel like I would go grandmother. Okay. And so it is just important for you to know that he's safe and that he is in heaven and that he is with our loved ones on the other side. He also is referencing what I would say is like a medium to large dog. Okay. And so this is, when they reference animals, because animals can see across the veil, he's either saying this is, you know, I have him with me in spirit, or referencing a physical dog and playing with the dog. Okay, so those would be the two ways that I am interpreting this. Does this make sense, Sasha? Let me know. Also, what's going on? I'm like, Jesus. I wonder if it's my dog. And so like when they are referencing living animals, it's always to say, I'm the one fucking around with your dog. Okay. And so if your dog's chilling, doing nothing, then all of a sudden he's a little bit crazy, right? It's always his way, because this guy, your friend's brother, my God, what a character. What a character. And he's like, listen, he's almost like, and I never want to be insensitive, this is his personality, okay? But he is like wearing the badge of honor, being like, you know how many people care that were sad when I died? It's like he was shocked. Right? And so it's just really important for you to know that he is exactly as we know him to be, very charismatic, very fun, doesn't want you to be sad, okay? Absolutely. There is no lack of self-love for him, because he's already hit on me twice during this call, okay? And so this is just his way of showing me his personality. And it's so important for you to know that he is not how he passed, and he is not his struggles. Okay, very important. And it's important for his sister to know that she could never have saved him, because she carries this response, even though intellectually she understands, there is this feeling of what if? What if I called him? What if I would have said this? What if I made him do that? There was no making this man do anything that he didn't want to do. And you could not tell him any other way, right? And so this is him saying like, listen, I take full ownership for my choices that I've made here in the physical form. Nobody is responsible for keeping me alive, okay? He validates the tattoo, so he knows of the tattoo, okay? So whether she got it already or is thinking about getting it, he's using that as a validation, okay? Validating that I'm interpreting the messages correctly, but more importantly, that he's okay, that he's there, that he's okay, that he's there. And that he doesn't want anyone to feel that if they would have changed what they did, because he even says, Ange, there's times where she had to keep me at arm's length because to protect her own peace. Right? Know that he doesn't want her to look back and go, well, if I didn't do this, if I would have did that, that it would have changed the outcome. He says, no, I take full responsibility for the choices that I've made. And he said, I lived so much life within my short life. Right? And so us as humans, we feel as though a long life is the only successful life, right? Except for a lot of people can make it to 80 or 90 and not live their life at all, right? And so he's showing me, even though he didn't get that long life that we would want for him, that he lived a lot of life in the years that he had. And so he views his experience as a successful experience. There's also this bond that he has with his sister, and is like, and again, his words, and it's like, you wouldn't believe what we were through like what we've been through, right? And so it's like this bond, it's so important for her to know that this bond is everlasting, even in the physical, or in the when one is in the physical, one's in the spirit form. Okay. He's also bringing through the validation as well with the car. So something's happening with her vehicle, whether it's maintenance, whether it was just in for the shop or it needs to go in the shop. He's using this as a validation, okay? They bring through validations for 2 reasons. One, to say, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. I'm here with her. Let her know. I know what's happening in her life. Also, they'll give me validations to validate that I'm interpreting the messages correctly. The messages that come in that I could hypothetically just pull out of thin air and make up as a medium, they have to anchor it with a validation, right? And so that's how it works for me. I want everything that I say that comes in to be validated with something that his sister would know for sure. Okay, Sasha, who is the mother figure for you? Who? Somebody's here. 1 second. Oh. My grocery delivery. I forgot. He's here early. Your mom. Perfect. So just know that your mom has taken this opportunity to step forward. Okay. It is really important that you, she just labored my breathing. So did she have like asthma or COPD or something of the lungs? How does the lungs come in for mom? I also find her personality a bit, it's like she's so loving, but I also know, like, don't piss her off. It's spread everywhere. Oh, some of these are getting filtered, the comments. Okay. Oh, your dog just passed away. Sorry, I just got that comment. So this is him validating. I'm going to go back to that. I don't know how some of these got filtered out and I just had to approve them, Sasha, that your dog is safe on the other side with your soul group, okay? With mom, with your friend's brother, with your uncle. They're all there, okay? Oh no, I got a violation. I'm so new at this, guys. Are we still live? You guys can still see me, correct? Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect, guys. Thank you. It is really important for you to know that your mom is safe. She does want me to reference the holding of the hands, which is my sign and symbol for the last moments of her in the physical form. And she makes me feel like not only was she not aware or conscious, but that her body was really reacting to the dying process. And what that means to me is that there may have been pain, there may have been moaning, there may have been gasping. She doesn't want you to view that as fear or as suffering, okay? She shows me her watching over her body, waiting for her body to let her go, meaning that her soul was already safe on the other side, okay? Waiting for her to release her. Guys, I just need 1 minute. Sasha, stay right here. 1 minute. So sorry. It is spilling rain out and my groceries got delivered. I just had to put them in the house right quick. Yes. Not wanting you to feel as though she was scared or that she had fear, because she is someone who is of such high dignity and high strength. It was really hard to see her in such a declined state. Okay. What is this? So is there cultural jewelry or heirlooms that have been passed down through mom. I don't feel like I got this before, so I don't know exactly what I'm seeing. Okay, that makes sense. So this is her way of validating that I'm interpreting the message correctly, validating that you made all the right decisions. Okay. Has the family dynamic been tricky since she's passed, specifically with the males? Because there's this feeling of like, you need to know you made the right decisions then, and then continuing as we're looking ahead, or as we're dealing with family choices and boundaries and etc. Okay. And so it is important that you know that she supports you in this. Okay. She goes, and she doesn't even need you. She sees me and talks to me all the time. She has the gift too. So validating your own intuition, validating your own ability. There you go, right? That gave me the goosebumps. So validating that this is real, and more importantly for you to trust in that. She had it too, but I feel like she was a little bit guarded with it. Protective about it. And then for me, it feels like they keep pushing you to like open and expand and use it and own it. And so that's, mom is very much doing that. She's very much pushing you for that, because you have the ability to help others heal. And that's what it's all about. Okay. And so really encouraging you to help, others through your gift. Okay. I saw a male in the kitchen the other night. That's your sister's brother, because he's like a blue-arsed fly. He's flitting around everywhere. Okay. And he loves to like haunt people. So like flickering and dimming of the lights, smelling the smoke, feeling the presence, standing the hair up, right? And so he's giving that very like, and you can just like, he has such a, I always get comments that I have a unique laugh. We'll say that way nicely. He does too. He has a very distinctive laugh to him. And you can just hear him. He thinks he's so freaking clever, right? He thinks he's so freaking clever with all his shenanigans. And so he's just bringing through a lot of light and a lot of love. Now, Sasha, I think that there is some health changes for you that they want to reference, and they're referencing my sign and symbol for medical tests. This could be as simple as blood work. There is something that they do want us to go through, but the outcome is relief. Right? And so when my anxiety goes down, that either means it's nothing or easy peasy fixable type of situation, whether it's with medicine, life change, or procedure. Okay. And so they're saying like, oh, you're right, and you're right to have the concern, in that we'll be happy with the outcome once we get through this experience. Okay. Know that your mom is with you and that she hears you. Who's the dad on the other side as well? Who's the dad, or who's, yeah. So for me, father figures are father, stepfather, grandfather, father-in-law, uncle, who play those roles. But he keeps dinging the beer bottle, which is my sign and symbol for a drinker. So there would have been alcohol part of his life. Okay, so just know that he's taking this opportunity to step forward. Okay. And it is, because I was just about to move. He's like, no, she needs to know that I'm here. He gives me the feeling that we wish we would have said more. And so when they close over my throat chakra, that could mean that something of the throat contributed or experienced, but most often means lack of communication. I didn't get to say goodbye, or I wish I would have said, or I'm unsure if he heard me. Okay. And so it is important for you to know that there is nothing left unsaid, is what he says. Okay. Doesn't want you to feel as though anything's left unsaid, and that his words, but he said, you know what? My demons were left in the physical form for me, meaning like my struggles, my egos, my struggles that I had here in the physical form. Okay. Names are not something that I get very often, if I'm going to be honest. Because I'm so visual, I don't usually get names. But I'm going to leave that with you, Sasha. It is important for you to know that they're okay. Take care of your health, and please let your friend know that her brother is just fine and is up to the same shenanigans. Oh, hey, Tanya. I know I'm never on 111. I had a no-show, and that like never happens. And I thought, I'm gonna hop on TikTok, say hi. Awesome. So let's see, where are we going next? I have about 10 minutes left. Oh, whose mom is passed? Okay, so she does show me illness. She showed me that her body really showed the illness, which meaning like she really visibly looked sick at the time of her passing. She was very frail. I do feel like there was some confusion, but it feels more like medicine related versus Alzheimer's dementia. And I also would say she doesn't feel that old. You know what I mean? And so she wasn't, she passed before her time, in our opinion. Okay. There's also the reference to the girls. So this is either meaning you have sisters or you have girls. My girls. So who can take that? The mother that passed, there was illness. She looked pretty frail. Oh my God, my daughter's perfect. So Amber Lee. I got to write that down because I'll forget you. Okay, perfect. I feel like so much. Has life kind of like shit hit the fan since mom passed? Does that make sense? Because she goes, oh my God, the drama, Angela. Okay. And so it's so important for you to know that she's okay and that she's at peace. And because things are tense here or dramatic here, does not affect her level of peace on the other side. A lot of the times when shit kind of hits the fan, we worry that she would be upset or she would be, you know, rolling over in her grave, as we like to say. She says, you need to know that I'm safe and I'm okay. She also makes me feel the relief she felt when she left her physical body. Okay. And so it's really important. My stepdad has been horrible through all of this. Yeah. Because he has no tools. There's no emotional tools. He has no tools. But she also says, Amberly, like, he's not your responsibility. Okay. Meaning like grief is wild. And I truly feel like even though your mom was sick before she passed, I don't think that he believed that she was going to pass. And so to him, his experience it feels like he was blindsided. Where you had the understanding that time was getting near is how she's making me feel. So he's having a completely different experience than you are, grief-wise, and he has no tools. Okay? He knew a year before she was really sick and she made him promise not to tell us. I feel like he just right under the rug. So he has all of these emotions that are just hidden. Not that I'm justifying his behavior. I'm just saying, she's just saying like his experience and your experience are completely different because of our emotional development. Okay? Yeah. She said though she doesn't regret that, Amberly. And so you can't take that out on him. Okay? She says that she thought that she was protecting you because you had enough on your plate, right? So mom's way of sacrificing right to the end, okay? And it's important for you to know that it came from a good place, okay? She references the tattoo, okay? And she says not one, but two. So there's going to be, if you don't see, there's no time on the other side. So if you have them or don't have them, like this is something that's coming in is how she's making me feel. So validating that she knows of it, validating that she knows of the ways that you want to honor her and keep her close. I got her tattoo on my ankle and you must be thinking of the next one. Okay. She also shows me flowers. So I don't know if flowers is connected to the tattoo or if flowers is connected to a separate sign and symbol, validating of the flowers as well. Okay. And I don't know if you're the type of person that can be a little spontaneous with your hair. Yes, it's flowers with with her name, Mima. Validating that her soul is with you always. Validating that if she knows of your tattoo, she knows of everything. She knows of your emotions. She knows how hard this is. And it's so important for you to know that she's with you. Okay. She also keeps alluding to the dramatic hair transformation. And I'm like, what are we saying? Right? So I don't know if you're just kind of like, cut it off. Your son. Perfect. So validating that she's there, that she's like, this is what's so important, because your mom says to me, listen, she didn't have much in this life. Hang on. I don't know why these are getting filtered out, but I can see it. He had a mullet and she hated it and he did cut it. Perfect. So let him know how happy she is that he changed his hair. It's so important because your mom says to me that she didn't have a lot in this life, but she felt so rich with all of the love with you guys. And it's like, it's not about having a perfect life, and it's not about having a perfectly aesthetic life. And she even, like, I know she had a hard go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she should have definitely been more jaded than she was in this life. Was she also a smoker as well? She goes, oh my God, that's so hard. It was so hard. Yeah. And because she's like, and you know what? It was so hard. But like, you would never know, right? Like some people, like it just, they are made for it and it just makes them stronger. And it just like made her so focused on what is important. Okay. It is really hard for you to not have mom here. And she says, it breaks my heart because she's having such a hard time because she grounded you, right? She was like your anchor, your go-to. So you need to know that she's still there because I feel so ungrounded. I feel so like since she's passed, I've just been kind of wandering around. How spirit makes me feel is like it's when we have that significant loss, right? When we have that, it's part of our root chakra. When there is a crack in our root chakra, which is what connects our soul to the physical, right? That happens when relationships change. So like divorces, estrangement, departures, when our life changed. So like, our financial or where we home, like when major things like that shift and change, it's like we're going through life with two left shoes on. We're still doing it. Nothing feels right. Okay. And so it's really important for you to know that mom is alongside of you. She says you get the sign from her and then you dismiss it. She goes, stop it. Do you know how hard it is for me to give you all these fucking signs? She says she gives you the smelling of the cigarette. She gives you the feathers. She gives you the dimes, and she has given you the rainbows. She's been giving you everything. And so it's really important for you not to attach to your suffering. Okay. She opened her eyes before she left and looked at me and said, I love you. It was muffled. Right. And so, okay, you do. And I know that I can feel it. And it's so important. It's so important for you to know that she's with you. She goes, where else would I be? Okay. And so what I'm going to recommend for you, Amberly, is set a sign for your mom, so that you can build your confidence that she's there. Because you also get a lot of feelings, sensations that she's there, but it's very easy for us to dismiss. So when we are building our connection, it's really great to have the physical, right? So you pick. It could be the dimes, it could be the feathers, whatever. And go, Mom, I always recommend the dimes because then you can pick it up and you can put it in a jar. Because what tends to happen is we get our sign, we're all like, oh, I got a sign. And then, a couple hours later, we forget about it. And then we go, I never get no signs, right? And so I love the dimes because we can pick it up and we can get a fancy container, or I just keep mine in a mason jar. And then all of a sudden I have like 60 dimes, right? It's just like a really good physical reminder of like, oh yeah, she keeps showing me that she's there, right? And so you can say, Mom, I want the dimes. Nobody else used the dimes. Mom, only the dimes. And I want the dimes every week. I need to know that you're here and that you're with me. Okay. I think I'm going to be able to download this and put it up on my YouTube. I know it's so, listen, I always make everybody record their sessions because it's so important to have it. So TikTok is finicky. Okay. So I always try to do it. Sometimes it doesn't let me do it, but we'll ask Mom to help us. Okay. The other thing that I was going to say, where does the breakup or the falling away or the ending come in since Mom has passed? Is this a job ending? Has there been a relationship that dissolved? She wants to acknowledge the ending. She's coming in with support. Okay. So not only validating that she knows of the changes. Perfect. My daughter broke up with her toxic, abusive, but girl, that is your mother. Your mother went to the other side and just went to work. She got rid of the mullet and she got rid of the toxic boyfriend. Okay. And so it's so important. Like, these are the ways that they can help us. They can help us in really influential ways on the other side that they can't hear in the physical form. Okay. And so know that she, of course, is going to continue being loving you, guiding you, and helping you move forward. She also does show me, like, I feel like I'm working on a resume, or I'm putting like in like a job offer, or wanting to apply. So like application, I guess. So whether this is for school or this is for work, she's also validating, knowing of this, supporting this, knowing what's happening. It's so important because she says Amberly likes to think. She likes the thought that I'm there, but she doubts it. She doubts it. She doubts it. And so it's really important for you to know that. Okay. My daughter's applying everywhere. Mom is going to make sure that she ends up where she needs to be. Okay. I also, wouldn't be surprised for yourself, Amberly, and your daughter. I think you both would benefit from an ADHD assessment if you haven't already. Okay. This seems to be, we do feel like we're in a bit of a season of self-help, working on ourselves. And this is really going to help that. Okay. So a lot of these struggles and a lot of these thought patterns are not merely willpower. Okay. My daughter did, and she has one and has been in therapy. Perfect. Okay. And so Mom knows of it, supports it, and shows that this is going to help our experiences in the long term. Okay. And that you would benefit from it as well. And so these are ways that we can show up and set ourselves up for success so that we can best utilize the brain and the body that we have. Okay. Don't know what this is. No pain. Oh my God, no pain. Because your mom even made me feel like her mobility was limited. So once she starts shaking her, like moving her legs and her arms, that's my sign and symbol that she's back to having full physical mobility, along with a plump body, right? And so she is healthy, and she's going to come to you, right? And so when they come to you, I always say she will come in as like a shinier version of herself, right? To show you that she's in perfect health. She may come a little bit younger. She may become a little bit healthier looking, or she may come into your dream dancing. It's always to show you that she's in perfect health. So absolutely no pain. Hang on. There was one more thing and I lost it. One sec. It was something for you, Amberly. It was like a change that you're making. Are we making a change? So like something that would be everyday life. So that's either your environment, so like your home or your job. There's something that you're wanting to do or wanting to start, and we're worried, is it going to work? This is the feeling that I'm getting. Mom is really supporting this. Don't let your fear, don't let the doubt hold you back. Okay? Everyone has imposter syndrome. We're all scared shitless when we do new things. Do it anyways, is what she's saying. Okay? Oh, all right. I'm going to leave that with you, Amberly. And I will, once this is wrapped, I will try to get this up on YouTube for you. Okay? YouTube, I think my YouTube is just my name. Medium Angela McClellan, or Angela McClellan Medium. Guys, I've also started a monthly subscription membership. So this is why I have a love-hate relationship with this platform. Because without a doubt, I'm going to get off this call and there's going to be about 10 scammer accounts. Awesome. Thank you, Lorly. 10 scammer accounts that are pretending to me that is reaching out. I don't do that. Okay. Even coming on live, I don't do it because it just ruins the vibe, because people are getting scammed. I don't know how this day and age people are still sending money to people's inboxes. Don't do it. And I found that it made me crusty. Same with over on other platforms that I've been on longer with my work. And so I created through the Stan community my own Divinely Connected community where we can share daily content, where there's a message board. Monthly, there's going to be a free class included, free Monday messages included, where I'm going to hop on Zoom and I'll deliver messages in kind of this form. But it feels safe because there's none of those scammers and those bots around. And so if you're on your spiritual journey, or you want to learn, or you're just interested in this stuff, my link is in my bio. It's only $5 a month. I just wanted it. I needed it to have a fee to keep the scammers out, but it's just of such high value, and I really have been missing the connection. This is something that I used to do more often, hop on live on my other platforms, but I got away from it because I really don't want people to get scammed. It makes me feel bad. I know I'm not supposed to care because it's their lessons to learn, but I don't like it. So like, this was my solution. Okay. How did you know that you had this gift? Mike, I was 30 before I knew I had this gift. And my path started as a result of getting a reading done by somebody else. And so my best friend, my soul sister, Melissa, like if it wasn't for her, I would never have followed my path. If you guys have ever been, she's my second mic. She works my mic and works the front door for me. I did go to Glace Bay High. Yeah. And so as a result, we used to love going get cards. High. Yeah. And so as a result, we used to love going get cards. Are we still here? Okay. Oh, you're so welcome, Amberly. Are we still here? Can you see me? Am I back? I'm sorry, my kid's calling home sick from school. I'm like, do not puke. Okay, perfect. I have like 2 minutes, okay? So, yeah. So Melissa, we filmed this lady, just random lady, on Facebook, and we booked back-to-back calls, right? And it was Skype back then, and she had a Skype call, and then she was like, oh my God, she wasn't very good, because you can get duds. There's duds out there, I get that. And so I went into the call not feeling very optimistic that my session was going to be good, and she literally changed my life because I am coming back to Fort Mac. I am. I'm going to get a date, and I'm just going to do it. I was going to do it in February, but it's not happening in February. So I will be back in Fort Mac. So I end up getting on the call and she's like, do you know that you're gifted? Do you know that you're intuitive? She didn't tell me that I had the ability to connect with departed loved ones, but just that I was going to have a really hard time figuring it out, which I did. Because when you spend your whole life being told that you're oversensitive and that it's all in your head and you've been gaslit, then all of a sudden you're like, let me just trust what's in my head. Right? It's hard. Also, my idea of what it was like. I loved watching Teresa Caputo. I loved watching, their like any media. I just loved it. I was so drawn to it. But my idea of what it must be like for them was completely wrong. So I'm like, oh, this doesn't happen to me until I learned how it works. So everything comes to me in images and feelings and sensations. And so once I learned how it worked, I can go back to being 4 years old and remembering my first encounter, my first message from spirit. And so I was missing it. I just thought I had a wild imagination and crazy fucking anxiety, right? Like that was what I thought. That I did not know that it was spirit. It was the other side. And so it took me about 3 years to develop to a point where I felt confident in to do for other people. And so then I started a social media page because it's a lot easier to read for strangers, guys. So if you're learning and you're trying to figure it out, you need some strangers. It's so much easier to read for strangers. So that's how I started my Facebook page, to look for some strangers to read for. That it very quickly got out of hand. It very quickly turned into a business, and I'm in my 10th year of reading for the public. Like, it's blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind. So I'm so blessed. Would never change it for the world. Like, love it so much. And so, trying to find my way with TikTok. It's wild over here, guys. Like, energetically, I feel like it's a little bit better. But like, I was so used to like Facebook lives, and then I would come here and it would be so overwhelming, but I feel like it's calmed down a bit, which is nice. But I did start the Divinely Connected community. My link is in my bio if this interests you or you want some more one-on-one content. And it's a really affordable way to get that almost like mentoring experience. Okay. I have not come to Ontario yet. I have friends in Kingston that keep trying to get me to go up. I have 3 kids, and so like everything is around their schedules, right? And so even getting, like, my brother lives out in Fort Mac. That's why I went out to Fort Mac last time. And I absolutely loved it, and it was a hell of a show. It was like, I still remember certain messages that came through in the Fort Mac show, like, absolutely love it. When my kids are a little bit older, I think that it is going to be so much easier to travel. I'm pretty much in the Maritimes. Like, I go up to Halifax, Moncton. It was just in Windsor last month. Like, things that I can accommodate without, the momming in me is strong. I don't like to be gone too long. But yes, working on that. Need to cut the strings a little bit, I think. But I am going to leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for allowing me to pop on. We're going to thank Candace for no-showing me to give us this half hour to come on. And Amberly, once I get this up, it should be on my YouTube by the end of the day. So you can find me there. If you want to follow me on Facebook, which I do. Facebook, I'm there all the time. Every day I do a daily card pull. And every Sunday I go on Facebook Live to do a general card reading of what we need to know for the next 7 days. So you can check that out. Also, my website, AngelMcClellan.com. Easy peasy. Awesome. Have a great day, everyone.